a few minutes late, but we're going to keep going because I'm committed to being here for you. And if you're committed to stick around with me, even better. Okay. Today has been a wonderful day. I hope you are all having the most wonderful day on YouTube and Instagram. YouTube, Instagram. For those of you who like to see the replays, they will all be stored on YouTube, not on Instagram. Unfortunately, Instagram doesn't like long form content. They prefer short form content, and so it has a way of limiting my reach. So I won't be able to save this live on Instagram, but do join my YouTube channel for any replays that you want to watch over, or if you're not able to sit through all of this. I'm going to give us some time. I'm just going to go through two. As I've showed you before, I have a whole list of things I wish I knew, okay? A whole list, and I could probably come up with 100 things. I don't know how long it will take us to get through this. It might end up taking us the whole year to get through this, but here's what I want to say. If you want to win with men, there are just some fundamental things you need to understand. And you need to understand a whole series, but it's really not a game of swatting and really trying to get all the bits into your head. It's really about posture alignment. It's about posture adjustment. Okay, so forgive me if I am kind of looking in both cameras. There's just no way I could put them in such a way that I could look at everybody at the same time. So forgive me, especially those of you on YouTube. All right. One I want to discuss today is this. A man's attraction is not like a woman's attraction, okay? His attraction doesn't grow for you, okay? But your usefulness does, all right? So as women, we have a different attraction protocol. Our bodies grow in attraction. We have the capacity to grow in attraction. So you can meet a guy today and you're like, no, right? And if he shows up as a gentleman and he spoils you and he pursues you and he's patient and he does all the things, obviously if he's totally like, no, that's not going to work. But our attraction is if we're a bit neutral about a guy, we're not, all in, absolutely he's going to win us over. If he knows how to build women's attraction, if he's got the skills on how to build a woman's attraction and how to make her feel safe and comfortable and all the things, and if he has a good persistence about him, he can absolutely shift our attraction. And so we can eventually be like, oh my God, you're so gorgeous, I like you, you're so amazing. How many of us have found ourselves liking a guy that we didn't like in the first place, but eventually because of how he moved in our lives and the things that he did for us, we started to feel a little bit like, I think I might actually like him. I think I didn't like him at first, but I like him now. This is something that women have been privileged to do. We have the ability to grow attraction for men. Unfortunately, men don't grow attraction. If a man does not find you attractive, he's not going to find you attractive because you're nice to him. He's not going to find you attractive because you're sweet to him, because you do nice things for him. He won't find you more attractive. What he may do is find you more useful. Okay? He might be like, she's good to me. She lets me have sex with her. She's easy. She doesn't give me too much trouble. But we can think that they're having the same experience that the feminine has, which is falling in love. A man is not going to find you more and more attractive with time unless you go and have plastic surgery or you change something about you physically that makes you have like a wow moment. Then yeah, his eyes might be like, okay, I think I like her. But a man's attraction, so a lot of us spend a lot of time trying to raise a man's attraction. You can't do that. The only thing a woman can do, a man can raise a woman's attraction and a woman can maintain a man's attraction. This is why they say that a man hopes that his woman never changes. Okay, so if a man finds you at this level of attractiveness, his desire and his hope is that you never not become attractive, that you don't kind of go downward. Whereas a woman meets a man and hopes he will change, hopes that if I'm nice to him and I give him all the things and I'm at his beck and call and I'm a really, really good girl and I send the right text messages, he's going to like me, he's going to commit to me, he's going to find me attractive. No, what he will do is find you useful. He's going to find all of the performance you're putting in useful, and he may even attach to you based off that usefulness, because men have that ability to compartmentalize. And so many of us think we can just go in and prove our worth and prove our value to a man, and eventually he's going to see us. A woman must always go and be attracted to a man who has high attraction for her. Okay. You must choose a man who already comes into your world with high attraction. A man who really wants, because men fall in love with their eyes. They're going to choose with their eyes. If you are what their eyes want, they will pursue at the level that they are desiring you. Which is why the woman mustn't pursue the man. When you have the higher attraction than he has, you think, oh, but still my bit in heart. You are going to try to win him over. Men cannot be won over, not masculine men. They cannot be won over. They will choose you based on what they see, what they like in that moment. And we're also talking about personality. Men like what they like, okay? There's the commercial piece where men are supposed to like this, but men are actually very versatile in their desire. Men like what they like, okay? And if you're not what they like, you are not going to be able to raise the attraction. So a lot of us end up getting used because we ignore the fact that this man is not attracted to us. We ignore that his attraction is not enough, because sometimes a man is attracted, but not enough for anything long term. Enough for a bit of this and a bit of that, but not enough for long term. And we can tell he's not attracted. We know he's not attracted. We know we've broken attraction. So if he is attracted to you at a 10 out of 10 and you do things that are not attractive, yeah, he will lose attraction. But if he's attracted to you at a 4 or 5 or 3 or 2 and you do all the attractive things, you say all the right things, blah, 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 he's still gonna always see you that way. He's not gonna all of a sudden think, yeah, she's gone up 10 points in attractiveness, right? He's just gonna be like, she's still as attractive as she was before, but I like the fact that she's nicer to me, and right now I don't really have options. So I think I've made that point. My connection on okay, we're back. I think I've made the point that his attraction won't grow, but your usefulness will. If I'd known that in my 20s or in my 30s, I was married in my 20s, so I'm just gonna say in my 30s, okay? If I'd known that in my 30s, I would have saved myself a lot of hassle. How do we know a man is attracted to us? When a man is highly attracted to you, he will never ever put himself in a position where he could lose you. He's never going to pattern break. He's never going to introduce any type of gameplay that might mean that he would lose you. He's going to be very consistent. He's going to be very present. And he's going to desire to spend a lot of time with you physically. He's going to crave your time and your attention. This is how we know. If he's lukewarm, hot and cold, on and off, that means that he just doesn't have the attraction for you. And sometimes that could be an emotional attraction, because I'm hearing it. There's a beautiful woman listening to me right now, and she's like, but I am really gorgeous. Like, I'm fine. Why wouldn't he like me? Because he doesn't have that emotional attraction to you. He may have liked the way you look. Remember what I said, a woman can lose a man's attraction, but she can't build his attraction. Okay, you can lose a man's attraction with an attitude. You can lose a man's attraction with immaturity. You can lose a man's attraction with a bunch of things that we talk about here all the time, chasing him, all the things. A woman can lose a man's attraction, but she cannot build his attraction. A man can build a woman's attraction and lose a woman's attraction. Right? So in that regard, I want you to know that that is the difference. The 10th thing on my list that I want to share with you that I wish I knew when I was a little bit younger and a little bit, when it mattered to me, and something that we even all need to know, regardless of our age, place, and space, is that confusion is rejection. This one is hard. I had somebody earlier say, Black Swan content is such a hard pill to swallow, but it's necessary. And I kind of felt for her because I was like, gosh, I do try to be softer with it. But in a 1-minute reel, I don't really have the privilege of softening everything. I have to just give it to you straight. Okay. Confusion equals rejection. If you are confused, you're confused about how he feels, you're confused about where it's going, you're confused about how you're just confused. Your whole experience with this man is confusion. 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down. You don't know if he likes you. He said he liked you. All the things. Okay. That is, to a woman, take that as read, that is the best form of rejection you are gonna get. That is a man who is not choosing you. Because the one thing about a man that is choosing you is clarity. He does not want you confused about how he feels about you. He does not want you confused about his attraction for you. He doesn't want you confused about what he's trying to do with you. He doesn't want to confuse you. Now, if he started that way and he shifts and now things are confusing, you started off with clarity, now he's shifted, darling, he has rejected you at that point. At that point, he's evaluated and he's decided that you're not the one. But because men operate more from a scarcity mindset, women operate more from an abundance mindset, even if we're not conscious about it. What do I mean? For a man to get a woman's time and attention, he has to put in a lot of input. He has to work very hard. He's got to invest money. He's got to have the courage to come and talk to you. He's got to have the game. There's a lot of investment in actually getting your time and your attention. For us, we just get to look pretty and, and hope that the guy we likes us and is going to pursue us and all the things. But we don't actually lose money. We don't invest money. If we're dating properly, we're not investing money. If anything, we're investing emotions a little bit too soon if we're going anxious attachment. But for the man, he's in constant investment. A man can't invest in every single thing that he thinks is pretty. He can't invest in every single woman that he thinks is beautiful. He has to be selective. And so once he has gotten your time and your attention and your affection, really, and he decides, I'm not sure I like her, I don't think she's the one for me, for him to just sit there and say to you, sorry, I'm just waiting for Instagram, seems to be having a hard time. For him to sit there and say to you, hey, look, I don't want you, that's cutting his losses a bit too hard. He's not just saying, hey, I don't want you, I want her. He's saying, I'm going to have to cut my losses. All the money I've spent, all the time I've invested, all the effort I've made, I'm going to have to cut my losses. So men are not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Men with high integrity, men who fear God, men who have built their character to a very high level, and men who naturally have an abundance to a point where they don't even notice when they spend money on a woman. Those men don't think that way, but they are not the majority. They are in the minority. Most average working men are using whatever their disposable income is to get your time and your attention. And so they're not going to sit you down and say, hey, Chengi, hey, Sally, hey, Susan, I've lost attraction for you, so bye. Because what if the one they have built that attraction for decides she doesn't want him anymore? He needs a backup plan. So that's where that scarcity mindset comes from, okay? That's where that scarcity comes from a man. So he's gonna allow you to remain in a state of confusion because it allows him to come in and out of your life as he pleases. Because in his mind, I've made that investment already. I've already taken her to dinner. We've done bowling. We've done drinks. We've done so much. I've got so much money in this. I need to be able to tap in, especially if you guys were sexual. He wants to be able to tap in get his investment back, and then go about his business. So I want you to understand that men will allow you to remain in a state of confusion because it is just beneficial by and large. Not all men, but the majority of men, right? So what do we do about that? You have to take that confusion, that uncertainty as read that he doesn't want you, that you are on the bench, that he's playing for the girl that he really wants, that somebody has actually taken his attention. Because let me tell you something for sure and for free and right now, there is somebody he is emotionally, spiritually, mentally invested in. There is somebody who's not confused in his life. There's somebody who's very clear about where she stands. Or there's nobody. But if it's not you, if you're not that somebody, you're in the nobody pile, okay? He is not, I get this all the time. But why won't you just tell me? Why won't you just communicate? Because he's not gonna cut his losses. He's not gonna leave himself without anything to come to, right? Until he has secured the love of the woman he really wants, or he's ready to date seriously. In which case, the woman that actually cuts off the nonsense early. So let's say, for instance, he is, dating the whole world. Okay. He's dating a few girls and he's not serious and he's not in a place in his life where he wants to commit. He's not in a place in his life where he wants to be anybody's husband. And you are that high value girl that's like, you know what? I really value certainty and clarity, and this is not what this is. I wish you all the best. Goodbye. Okay. You are going to register in his mind as the woman with high value. You're going to register in his mind, this woman, she holds herself to a very high standard. And these are the women that men then want to commit to, the women that hold themselves to a very high standard. So when he's ready to settle down and be a husband or whatever, he's going to circle back to his harem, for want of a better expression, his rotation. And he's going to choose, you don't see the comments, I'm sorry. He's going to choose the girl that held herself to the highest standard. He's going to start with you first, which is why when you stick around and keep tolerating the BS and giving excuses, and he's busy and his mama and his cat and his dog and his pig and all the things, okay, he just knows your low value. He just knows this woman has no self-love, no self-respect. She probably does this with every guy. And when men are ready to commit long-term, they really want that rare gem. They want that woman who holds herself to the highest possible standard, okay? So when you are confused, child, walk away. Just walk away. Let it be. I know it hurts. I know you like him. I know that you haven't liked anybody the way you like this one. Let it be. And if you're confused and you're thinking, oh, but Chengi, I don't know. I'm tired. I had a girl in the comments saying, I'm just tired of you people telling us to walk away. I'm just tired. I don't want to hear it anymore. It's always walk away, walk away, walk away. But is there anything else that we can do? Yes, there are things that we can do to build attraction, but you will need a whole education on that. Okay, I'm giving you advice that is general for the general public. Okay, if you want advice that is specific, that's going to help you build back that attraction and really put yourself at the top of his list, the one woman he cannot forget, then you need to come to the House of Swans. Okay, you need the House of Swans, and I will be in there in about 30 minutes, maybe less, answering questions like that for specific situations. There are courses in there, the Mastering Attraction Masterclass, so many courses that we're actually uploading right now that you'll be able to have access to. So all the resources are there. But the advice I'm giving you is walk away, because if you do not have the tools, all the skills, all the guidance, you are only going to waste your life and waste your time. Okay? So that is that. The third thing, the 11th thing that I wish I knew about men when I was way younger, is that they will waste your time and feel no way. A man will waste your time, take your fertile years from your hand, waste your time completely, not even like you, but keep you as a girlfriend because it serves him. And when I say a man, I'm talking about men in general. I know the exceptions to every rule. We're not talking about the exception. We're talking about the rule. Because men are wired different. They have a different ticking clock. They don't have the same clock we have. They don't have that 25-year fertility window, 20-year fertility window. They don't have that. They have a different window. They've got a money window. And that can be as long as it is short, right? So when he is dating you, a lot of men will think, if I'm really that bad, why is she still here? Yes, they will do what's best for them. One thing men are really good at is prioritizing what's best for them. It doesn't make them bad people. It just makes us silly people because we don't prioritize what's best for us. We will invest years and years and years and years into a man, into the story he's telling us, into the foolishness that he's telling us, into the dream that he's telling us. We will invest years of our life, find ourselves on the other side of life, way past our fertility window, or coming to the end of that window for those of us who want to have children. Not everybody wants to, or really out of our sexual prime. And when I say sexual prime, I'm not talking about the physical body. The physical body of the woman gets into a sexual prime as she gets older, as in her arousal, her sexuality, all the things come into full bloom as she gets older. But her marketability, if you like, in the sexual marketplace, she is more desirable when she's still younger, when she's in her 20s, early 30s. And after that, she now needs to learn high value principles to keep herself at the same level of value. Whereas when she's younger, just being young and alive and fairly decent is enough to get her married, enough to get certain things done if she's wise and smart. But as we get older, we now need to be able to really bring a lot more value to the table, which we tend to be able to do. And I know that we don't like to talk about this because Red Pill took it and took us by the throat and told us we're old and tired and we should just go and retire once we're past the age of 30 or 35. And there's an element of truth in that. That's why it was so painful and so offensive. Okay. But again, people like me exist because we know how to create black swan moments at any age. I've got clients that are 60, clients that are 70 who are finding love like, hello, okay, with even younger men, and all the things can happen, but you now need a higher skill set as you get older. And a man can waste those years. He can enjoy you, he can experience you, he can play with you and feel no way. And marry Sally or entertain Jane and feel no way about it. Feel no way, no guilt, no shame, nothing. And you are sitting there nursing your little broken heart. If there's anything that I want to leave with you is you have to put your best interests at heart. Don't be sitting there thinking, oh, karma's gonna get him, he's gonna reap what he sows. No, he's gonna marry the woman he wants, have children, and live his best life. That's what he's gonna do, okay? And he will absolve himself of any responsibility because he's going to tell himself, you're a grown woman. If it was that bad, why did you stick around? If it was that bad, if I was that bad a boyfriend, if the deal I put on the table was that bad, why did you keep coming back? Yeah. They'll be saying, I took care of you. We had a good time. I wasn't the only person having an orgasm. I wasn't the only person having fun. I gave you what you needed in the moment. I made it clear in my actions or words what time it is. You're the one who sat here for 5, 6, 7 years without a ring. It can't be that bad because the women who find it bad walk away. And you want me to say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna abdicate my pleasures to do the right thing by you? You're a grown woman. You're here. The deal has been made. And some of us even get told, look, I'm not trying to get married right now. I'm not trying to be in a relationship right now. And then we think, right, I'm going to convince him I'm marriage material. I'm going to convince him I'm that girl that you marry. I was talking to a client and I was saying to her about a gentleman that she had a crush on. And I said to her, look, sweetie, he has made it clear that he doesn't want to be in a relationship. So, and no, he made it clear that he doesn't want to ever get married. Marriage is not something that he wants. And guess what she says to me? Yeah, men say that until they fall in love, baby. Men are not women. We will come with our values and we'll come with our and the moment a man sweet talks us, we're out here changing and editing our standards. We're out here editing our boundaries. We're out here, not men. If he's told you, okay, once he tells you, women, understand this, please. I beg you. If a man opens his mouth and tells you something that he knows you don't want to hear, as far as he's concerned, he has done the morally right thing. Anything that happens after this, he cannot be blamed. He's morally signed the contract that, Delulu, I've been there. Yeah, we've all been there. He's morally signed. I've told you I don't ever want to get married. I've told you I don't want children. I've told you I'm not looking for something serious. I've told you I have morally signed that contract. I have told you with my mouth, clearly, in the language we both understand, that I don't want to be here. And you are telling yourself stories about how you're going to prove, and once he falls in love, he's going to feel differently. He's not going to feel differently. YouTube, nice to see you. Instagram, nice to see you. I am serving them the truth and love. Thank you, Joy. Thank you for saying that. I am. I am the auntie that you all need, the big sister that you all need, and the expert that knows what she's talking about, because I've been doing this for over a decade. Thousands of women, thousands and thousands, and my track record is not even to be, you can go check it out. I know what I'm talking about. I am on the field. I am not an influencer doing relationships. I'm not some wannabe fame. I am somebody who has invested decades of my life in relationships, having thousands of conversations with men and women and creating healthy relationships. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. And I'm not playing with you, because I want to save us all the pain and the suffering. If a man opens his mouth and says, hello, I do not want you. I do not want you. Okay? I don't want a relationship. I don't want to get married. Say to him, thank you for your honesty. I really appreciate that. This will be our last time. This will be the last time that I will see you. Oh, but maybe for the right woman. I say, it's been nice. Thank you. Because that's another thing that men will do. They'll give the moral contract, and then when they realize you're about to run because you actually have standards, because you're not as silly as some women, they start telling you, but maybe for the right woman, I'll change my mind. No, there is no right woman. There is no right woman. He's not going to change his mind. Hey, Christy, nice to have you. He's not going to change his mind, sweetie. It is what it is. Okay? So please, please, please don't be the fool. Don't think you're the exception to the rule. Don't tell me about, I have all this, but my friend, you're saying that, but my friend, her boyfriend didn't like her, and then he made it with the, y'all got a bunch of stories. I remember putting a reel up, and this girl was giving me all of this talk about, well, my friend, her husband, the guy she was dating was being an idiot. He disappeared, married another woman, then came back 15 years later. And now they're married, so positive. Sweetie, you have no idea what men are. You have a date tomorrow. Yay. I love it for you. I love it for you. You don't know what men are. Men, he dated you disappeared because you're not the one. He doesn't want you. 15 years later, he's a divorced man with nothing to offer anybody, with probably debt and all the things, and he's found you. Stop trying to use those examples to try and prove me wrong. Get out of my face with that. Just because he settles for you 15 years later for what he can benefit, because let me tell you something, men will come back for what they can get. Because if you're still stuck there desiring a man who's gone, he's left, he chose another woman over you, please don't fight with me. And then she was saying, obviously you haven't studied psychology. I was like, you're very stupid. Get off my page. I'm going to delete you and block you, because we don't want to hear the truth. But it's the truth that sets us free, girls. We have to take the truth like grown women, because you will waste your life. Let me tell you something, sweetie. Somebody said a really great question. So Mama Swan, you're saying there's no karma for men who are out here breaking hearts. Let me tell you something about life. I'm trying to make sure I read everybody's comments, okay? Look, there is a reap what we sow. But let me tell you something. If we were all to reap every single thing we sowed, we would all be dead. How many things have you done that you did in ignorance or you did foolishly, that you repented over, became a better human being over, and have not yet paid for? And if you pay for it, it's going to be in a very small way, because it's not, karma doesn't work like, listen, it's going to come for you. It's when this man could have thought to himself, I need to stop this life, repented of his situation. And especially if he has dealt with you fairly and told you, right? Now, those people who are the psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissists, greedy, selfish, horrible, Lucifer's sons who come and break hearts, they will get their comeuppance, okay? But we're talking about the average guy who realizes, okay, I told her I'm not trying to marry anybody, okay? And she stuck around, and when I told her, okay, I'm out, she's now screaming, shouting, and yelling at me because she said, but I told her. Even heaven can't stand against that, because you were told. Even the spirit realm can't hold that person victim, can't hold that person hostage, because they were honest. They told you. Of course, they could have operated in a higher level of integrity and observed that you weren't quite hearing, but how much responsibility do we want men to take for us? How much responsibility do we want men to take for us? You are your own woman. You're all grown. You are grown. Take responsibility for your future. Take responsibility for yourself. You can't expect the spiritual police to go hunting everybody who told you they don't want to be here. The guy that ghosted you and came back and you still took him back. At some point, you've got to pay for your stupidity. Because let me tell you something. We're all sitting here thinking he's going to get his comeuppance. No. Most men, okay, most find a woman that they want, marry, and have children and feel no way. In the same way as most women who've hurt men and disappointed men and let men down and were rude to men and hurt men's feelings, they find a husband, have their children, and forget about Johnny, who they hurt when they were 15. So if he's sitting around thinking Chengi's gonna get her comeuppance because she rejected me so poorly when I was 18 and I really liked her. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna get my comeuppance. I'm not. I'm gonna date a fine man with loads of money who's gonna take care of me. And I'm gonna marry him. So everybody has to take responsibility for themselves. And we have gotten into a culture where we're expecting men to, oh, you should tell me. Why didn't he tell me if he really, why do men do this? They're just so dogs. They're dogs. They're animals. All men are useless. You are the fool. You're the fool. Because if you find comfort in labeling all men as stupid, you're the fool. I hate to break it to you girls, but we're coming into 2026 and we've got to come in with our heads screwed on, okay? I want you to win in the game of love. When you win, I win, all right? That's the beautiful thing about being a coach. The most exalted place about being a coach is that when your team wins, you win. You're my team. I want you to win. And you're not going to win if I keep patting you on the back and giving you the propaganda you're getting out here in these streets. We can all do all men are this, all men are that, and comfort ourselves. A lot of us are addicted to comfort, not truth. The truth will make you very uncomfortable. But if you are wise, you're going to use it and you're going to set yourself free with it. Can I get an amen? Should I share one more before I go, before I let you ask questions, or do you want to ask me some questions? Feel free to ask me some questions. If you want to, let me see if there's another one I can share in a very short space of time. Okay. Closing the gap on space will send him running. Closing the gap on space will send him running. One of the things I wish I knew about men, and I'm going to put my iPad down now because I'm not going to share anymore until I come back on Tuesday. Okay? Closing the gap on space. This is something that if you have an anxious attachment style, you're going to have a hard time, okay? When a man creates space, creates distance, it is not your job to close the gap. I'm going to ask that question in a little while. So when men create space, ask for distance, or create a natural distance from you, do not close the gap. It will send him running. No woman has ever won by trying to close the gap between her and a man. A man has to close the gap. Because why? Men value freedom above all else. They value the emotional sovereignty above all else. And he's going to test you subconsciously by getting a little bit of space and seeing how you react to that space. Are you going to try and control? Are you going to try and scold him? Are you going to try and reach out in multiple ways? Are you going to start posting thirst traps? What are you going to do when there is a gap? Do not try to close the gap. Let the gap be and use that gap as an opportunity to recalibrate yourself. Men will run when a woman tries to close the gap. Okay. I don't want to go more into that. If you want to ask me a question about that, feel free to do that, because in the next 15 minutes, I'll be in the House of Swans answering questions from the girls. And girls, you can join the House of Swans for free. Come on. It's on school. If you're on Instagram, it's on my bio. You can join for free. The girls are flocking in there. It's fantastic. It's getting full. I love a good party. In 2026, I am out here making the biggest investment because I am ready. I've got some weddings to attend. My clients are getting married in 2026. I'll be traveling to weddings. I love it. I love that life. I love that life very much. I want to hear your testimonials. I want to hear you tell me, Chengi, finally I got it. I got me a nice, amazing man. This gives me joy. This is my purpose. This is my assignment on the planet, okay? All right, let's see what question we have here. What if he's a good man and you like him, but he has some behaviors that just give you the ick? I don't want to be like, oh, I want to change him, but dang. You don't want to be the girl who wants to change him, but dang, she says. The second part is messed up, but I was saying I don't want to change him, but I can't see past it because I know others see it too, and that affects how they respect him. Okay. When we say ick, it gives over the impression that it's something yucky or disgusting, okay? So I'm not super clear on what this ick is. But I'm going to say this. A woman must never be with a man that she does not admire and respect. And if it's something that is subject to change, something he can change without too much disruption to his identity, then this is a conversation that I would have with him. If it's something that is part of his identity, if he does this thing because it is who he is, then you have a hard decision to make. And that is, can I live with it, or shall I walk away and find somebody who doesn't give me that ick? But I do want to say, okay, Icks are usually sabotage patterns. Icks are usually part of how our mind sabotages from getting closer to the things that we want. Because you've said, look, he's a good man, which means he meets your values, he meets your standards to a degree, and he's a good man. That's a big statement. To say a man is a good man is a huge and amazing statement to make of a man. And a man would be very lucky to be called a good man, because they're not that many left, are they? Okay, so a good man means his values, his standards, his integrity, his money, all the things are coming together, but then you get an ick. We might want to explore that ick. Perhaps let's explore that. Perhaps that ick is something your subconscious uses to stop you from ever making a real connection. This is what I find with things like icks, especially when we're talking about a quality good man that you've assessed to be quality. If you hadn't assessed him to be quality and you're getting that ick, I might say that it's a message from your subconscious saying, look, girl, we're trying to tell you, but you're not listening, okay? The only way that I can really answer that is if we sit together and have a one-to-one, or I see you in the house once and you can tell me what that ick is and what's happening and what's triggering it. So it's not something that I can answer specifically in this way. But I hope that what I said helped. So only you're going to know what conditions you are in. But thank you for that question. Do we have any more questions? How can I join the House of Swan? If you are on YouTube, go to any of my latest videos, go in the description, and you'll see the link to join House of Swans. I'll probably put it on this one as well. So any of my latest videos, you will see the House of Swans link. If you're on Instagram, it's going to be in my bio, and you can join. I'll be looking forward to having the conversation with you. And there's so many amazing courses that will be made available to you for free as well in the next few days. So it's worth being in there. I'm stuffing so much value into the free one because, like I said, I need my team to win, okay? So I'm going to be giving you a lot of value in the free part. Ooh, Pretty says, I haven't dated anyone in over 9 years. How do I start? You know, that's a long time. Oh, this is a bit loaded. I would start by learning how to date. Oh, I'm glad it helped. I beg your pardon. I would start by learning how to date. I would start with an education. I would start by getting into the House of Swans and getting through the education. And I'm so sorry for Instagram because it keeps going in and out. I would focus on getting an education. I would focus first on understanding attraction, femininity, and the dating playbook. You can go buy that on my website. And really understanding how to date, because it's kind of that environment where you can't be making it up. Initially it was by choice, now I'm ready. That's good. I'm glad that you've got an awareness that you're ready, and I'm proud of you for being able to know that you're ready. And what ready means, only you will know. I would like to believe that ready is that you have healed a lot of your wounds, you have gone through some healing process. Because ready isn't just, oh my God, I'm not saying this is you. It's not just, oh, I'm getting older, or, oh, I'm feeling a bit horny, or whatever. That doesn't make us ready. What makes us ready is a true understanding of self, a deeper self-awareness, a deeper sense of why we are the way that we are, why we took 9 years to out. What have we healed from that? Because 9 years is a long time to come out. I suspect there's a lot of trauma attached to those 9 years. And if it's just a matter of I've taken time out and now I want to jump back in, you're going to find yourself taking another 9 years because you won't have the capacity for what it takes. Do you have any more questions, my loves? I will be back on Tuesday. sharing more for you. I don't think we have any more questions. You're welcome, pretty. Okay. I'm happy to have spent some time with you. I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. And it just so happens that my Instagram phone is battery's dying. So I'm definitely going to say goodbye at this point. Have yourself a wonderful day. Again, if you want to watch the replay, it's going to be on YouTube. I'm not going to save it on here. All right. Bye. All right, it's just us, YouTube. It's been such a pleasure spending some time with you. I've actually been recording some videos for you. So Sunday and Wednesday. See this? I have been doing some proper teaching. So make sure that you're subscribed if you're not already. And that you're watching all my latest videos, because I really want to dig deep and really help you really deeply. So YouTube, I'm going to say goodbye and get myself ready to go into the House of Swans. In the meantime, take care of you. Bye.